My name is Kien. I use he, him pronouns. My family and I immigrated here to Portland from Vietnam in 2014. So after the Vietnam War, my grandparents immigrated here, but my dad got stuck in Vietnam and he couldn't go by boat. So they had to wait for all the paperwork to process, and I think it took us about 15 years roughly for my dad paperwork to complete it. By that time, he already got married with my mom and have 3 children, including me and my 2 younger siblings. So my dad and my mom and all of us just came here in 2014 all together. We have a lot of things in the system that we can do better to help immigrant refugee integrate into the US here. But I mean, overall my experience was just fun. My parents, they don't speak English, so I had to do literally everything. I was the one applying for food stamp. I was the one applying for healthcare. I was the one try to get us like green card and then renewal and then literally everything. In Vietnam, my dad is a very, very traditional guy where he wanted to oversee and control and make decisions on everything. And now when we moved to the US, he doesn't speak English, he doesn't know the system, he doesn't know anything. So I, as the oldest child, is the only one he can rely on. So that kind of like dynamic in my family shifted a little bit, where he tend to listen more to what we have to say, or like what I have to say and about the process and everything. And I think overall it also helped him become a little bit more open-minded person. In my first year at PCC, I started a club called Passion Impact Club at PCC, where every week myself and other students who don't speak English as their first language go out and volunteer in the community with different non-profit organizations. And in my second year at PCC, I got more involved with student government, and then in the third year, I became the first immigrant and Asian to serve on the board of directors of PCC as a non-voting student member. Now I got the opportunity to work for State Senator Casey Jama. With all the experience, I know that whatever I do right now or in the future, I think a lot of communities that supported me, that loved me, proud of me and have a lot of hope in me too. So I think whatever I do is bring that community to me, to the table, or to every work that I do right now. At the end of the day, we in a system that put the minority or like the underserved group to fight against each other for resources or for anything. So I think it's very important for us to recognize that and just work together to support each other. For any issue or like problem, we have to know that the people who actually impacted by that, they have to have a proactive role at the table to help solve that. And I think it's also require the leadership from the city, from the county, to acknowledge that the system we are having right now, it doesn't work. How can we keep working on that, keep re-evaluating, keep talking about how we can use our resources and the structure to not just this time right now, but for the better future too. The Asian community, actually a very big community with a lot of sub-community within the Asian umbrella, including the Vietnamese community. We have our own culture, we have our own tradition, our own struggles, or like our own characteristics. A lot of them influencing each other, but I think we have, like each of the culture, they have their own unique things. Yeah, if there's one thing that I can say to the audience, especially lawmakers, is that I am Vietnamese and we are part of the bigger immigrant refugee community, each of us dealing with different type of law issue. So I think that if you truly care about making the life better for immigrant refugees here, have yourself or like Destiny staff to learn more about that complex system and invest in our community, not just through statement, but actually through investment, financial investment and policy change to create a system that can integrate our community better into the society.